Hey, it's Simoleoner, and today you're going to learn how to pose your Sims. For this video, we are using my Martel Akio household. The reason why I take a lot of family photos is because I do play Legacy save files, and it helps to keep track of the history of each family, so if you play Legacy families, you should enjoy this. Mods needed include the Ravishing full control camera, Andrew's teleport any sim mod, and Andrew's pose player mod as well, and a little patience, for sure. Okay, jumping right into the process. Once you've chosen the family you would like to pose, you're gonna need to open your Cheats tab and you're gonna need bb.moveObjects on. For some poses, you'll need furniture, you'll need walls, so in those cases you will have to put your Sims teleport or destination statue in whatever furniture or whatever placement the pose requires. For this group family photo, the chair was the centerpiece, and I was mixing two poses in one just so I could fit all their kids into one photo. So you see me using two of the statues because the one in the chair will be for one group pose and the one next to the chair will be for a couple pose that I'll use later. Now after I place my statue in the seat, I am now going to select the sim to stand where the statue is. And I believe the first sim I choose is going to be Miss Olena Martel. Now, if you have MC Command Center and you are trying to pose, you won't need to place multiple statues on top of one another because you can use one teleport statue, move one person in there, and using MC Command Center, keeping your game paused so the Sims don't move, you can summon more Sims to that Sim's place. When it comes time to actually take the screenshot, you'll just use your C key on your keyboard to take the photo. When you are in play mode, it'll give you the screenshot there, but when you are in movie mode, you won't see the confirmation of the photo you took. You'll just kind of hear the click, so just make sure you're actively clicking the right C key. Sometimes I have accidentally hit the V, and then you're recording, and it's just make sure you're hitting that C. So now I've changed their clothes, and now I'm going to actually start placing my Sims in their spot and summoning the other ones who do not live in the household. You're going to see me use MC Command Center to do that. So first, click the soldier, teleport a Sim. Click the Sim you want to put there first. Miss Olena, she's going to be our base. Now I'm going to teleport a family Sim for the second couple pose I want on this side. Welcome, Miss Hillary. Okay, it's going to take a second for them to pop up, but just give your game some time and they will. Now that we have placed Hillary, we are going to click her and we're going to go to MC Command Center. From MC Command Center, we are going to sim commands. Then we're going to teleport a sim, teleport a sim to this sim, teleport world sim to this sim because they don't live in the house, they're not on the lot. And you can use the categories to make it easier to search for people. That helped me out a lot. But sometimes you will have to search through the entire list of Sims you have in your save file. It's all alphabetical. And alphabetical by first name instead of last, which trips me out. It's not like that any other place in the world. So have patience while you're scrolling. But this is the tedious part because you have to do this for every other person you want to include in the photo who doesn't live in house. I could have cheated and moved everybody in, but I think I still would have had to teleport two extra people into the household. And then when we have too many people in one household, it gets a little laggy. I am someone who plays on a MacBook, so that adds context to why I have to kind of finagle ways to work around this so my computer doesn't lag and then maybe crash. I don't have too many crashes, but okay, so now you see me repeating that process. I'm going to MC Command Center, Sim Commands, teleport a sim to this sim, teleport lot sim to this sim, teleport world sim to this sim, until I have all the family members I need for the photos. Take your time with this one. When you're the first time it happens, the first time you try to pose your people, it's probably going to take you 2 hours just to get one photo right because you're unused to all these steps. And like I said, I'm telling you guys, make sure you keep your game paused the entire time you're adding people to the stack because if they move and walk away, you have to start all over. Another thing you should know, once you got your people into position, do not go into build and buy mode and put an object near them. It will reset everybody you've stacked and then again, you'll have to start from scratch. So now we have all the family members we need for the photo. I have to change a couple outfits, I believe, or maybe I don't. But now I can start clicking the bodies and selecting the pose. So now we're using the Andrew Pose Player pack. And this is what holds all of the poses we've downloaded from the internet. I have this group family photo I'm using, and every person who's included in the photo is outlined in the poses itself. So I know who's going to be female 1, who's going to be female 2, who's going to be the child, who's going to be so on and so forth. And when they're stacked, you can hover over certain parts of what you see, and it'll tell you who it is. So for each person, I'm putting them in the right spot, and I'll fast forward through this part, because at this point, you get it. Click the person, find the same pose pack you're using, give them a different position in that pack, continue, wash, rinse, repeat. Another thing to keep in mind when posing, or when you start gaining interest in posing, you need to be maintaining and organizing your pose packs the same way you do with your custom content or mods, or it's the way you should be. The way I have it separate by category. I have teen poses, I have pregnancy poses, I have group poses, I have infant poses, I have wedding poses. This way, when you are about to pose people, you don't have so many in one. Now, I'll say, I'm telling you this, and I'm being a hypocrite because at the moment, I do know I got a couple folders in here, but I know where things are, so it makes it easier for me. But when it's your first time, go ahead and download maybe 3 pose packs. That way, it's just so much easier to navigate. Because to do all that scrolling kind of does slow you down when you are in the pose process. So, something to be considered. Only download a couple pose packs if this is your first time trying. And make it simple. You don't need to try to pose 7 people your first time. Stick with 2. Heck, stick with 1. Okay. At this point, we are nearly done with the posing process. We're now posing Hillary and her boyfriend, Carlos. And then we have to pose their daughter next. I do believe we still have to summon her, but same thing as what we did with the people in the chair. Find the same pose pack, clicking the corresponding poses for male and female. Mix it up if you need to, that's also fine. Sometimes, though, with some of these poses, some of the masculine poses will tend to be taller than the feminine, like already. Know that if you're using height sliders, I might pull them out because sometimes it'll mess with the placements of the poses. I used to play with height sliders, and I mean, it adds, like the tall Sims, they give. But when it comes to posing, sometimes it messes things up a little. So that's something to be considered if you do have those in your game already. Okay, and now we are setting up what is going to be nearly our last pose. I'm choosing to move the child last because I know she's not here, but first they'll move a little and then they will set. Okay, so one sitting down. I got scared, so I'm like, why y'all doing so much? Like, don't start running from me. So it's okay if you're like, what's going on? But one, Hillary did pose right. Oh, I forgot to move the man. So okay, he can be last. But see, they're all falling into place. I'll shift the camera so you can see everyone take their space. Malachi is blocking the view. But you saw once I let it play. Now the couple are together. Elena is sitting in the seat. Beck and Blair are on the seat with their mom. We have 2 more people to include in the pose pack, but this is the process. This is where I'm like, oh, finally, I see the vision. They look so cute. It's giving. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. But yeah, see? And technically, like, not that it matters, but despite that, I wanted this to be a family group pose. It's okay that Hillary's off to the side with her guy. We do have to bring in Hillary's child still. And Malachi's son. I almost forgot about Christian. But I'm going to fast forward through all of that because you guys get it now, I think. Okay, so at this point, everyone has been placed. I end up moving London to the left instead of the right because she just didn't look right to me. And the next thing I'm going to do is turn the headline effects off using the Cheats tab, just so I don't have to deal with the plumb bob, so I can take my regular screenshots before I start using the camera. But this is the payoff. Like, after you get them set up, you can hit tab to get rid of all your bezels on the screen, and you'll see it in movie mode, and wow, stunning. Like, you love to see it. I've never seen anything better. Now, not that it really matters, but every time I see this photo, I do crack up a little bit because when I posted this to my Sims group chat, they were cracking me up saying, London looks a little yellow. She looks a little sickly. She does. I fixed her. Now, we can finally use the camera to take a photo. So the camera works the same way any other Sims camera works, truthfully, so using it won't be hard. I will say I always turn off the flash. The flash photos look terrible. Anytime I use them, it just puts a bad white cast on my Sims portrait, so I never use the flash when I'm taking photos. I've only just now gotten comfortable with like playing with like the colors and doing black and white photos. Like, get creative with it. You can also, of course, change the landscape from landscape to portrait mode. If you want to change your photo orientation, you can make it small, bigger, large. Make sure you remember that, and you're not just taking a bunch of tiny photos trying to enlarge them later. Now, because you are using Ravishing's full control camera, each photo should come out outstanding anyways, but it always makes more sense to take photos in a larger print and shrink them down using cheat codes. That way you don't lose the quality. So just make sure you're not taking tiny pictures and then trying to blow them up, because they might come out a little more pixelated than you would have liked them to. But honestly, guys, that's it. It's a wrap. You have your photos, and from there you can go into your Sims inventory. Whoever took the photo will have all the photos. Go into your Sims inventory and either make copies and pass them out to the family, or just post them on your family wall. Thank you for watching another video with your host, Simillionaire.